Hello friends, welcome back to the new tutorial of the Angular. Today we are going to learn about the Angular view layer patterns, smart versus presentational components. Those who haven't subscribed my channel yet, please do subscribe my channel, and if you like the video, please do like, share and comment on my video. Let's get started. In the Angular development, smart and presentational components are architectural patterns that help in organizing the view layer effectively. These patterns separate concerns between the components, making your application more maintainable, scalable, and the testable. What are smart and presentational components? Smart components, also known as container components, responsible for handling the business logic, fetching and manipulating the data from the services or the state management, NGRX, RxJS, or the APIs, managing state, passing data to and receiving events from the presentational components. They are aware of the application state and dependencies. Presentational components, also known as the dump components or the UI components, responsible for displaying the data fetched from the smart components, emitting the events to notify smart components for the user interactions, focus purely on how things looks rather than how they work. They are unaware of the broader application state. Often they rely entirely on the input and the output for the communication. Okay, so this is a screenshot that I have made. Let's open this. If it is open like this, I think this is true. Whatever I just open out. So key differences between the smart and the presentation components: responsibility, handle applications, logic, and the state. That is the, you can say, the components. Okay, and then we have presentation components, display data and handle the UI logic. UI logic, right? Awareness, aware of the services, routes, and the state. Unaware of the services or the routes. Dependencies, inject services, use APIs, no direct dependency on the services. Input outputs, pass data to the children with via at the rate input, receive input, emit output. In the presentational, testability, harder to test, more logic. Easier to test, pure UI logic. Okay. Next we have the another one, that is we have to display the list of products fetched from the API, smart versus presentational component scenario. Okay, so smart component, product list component. So the component fetches the product data and manages the business logic. So what exactly the smart component is? Business logic. So in the component file, we always do the business logic. This is a service file that we have imported, and here you can see that in the app product list, what we are trying to do, this is a template, products, product selected, handle product selected, and here we are calling the API, subscribe the data, and just showing that one. Okay, and which product is clicked or what. Console.log selected product is, perform the business logic or the navigation here, right? Responsibilities. What are the responsibilities for this? Fetch products using the product service, pass products to the presentational layer component via products. Okay, handle events emitted by the presentational layer component, product selected. Okay, next we have a presentational component, right? So the product list view, so where we are listing that one, right? So here you can see that we are using input and the output for receiving data, right? Receive data from the parent and emit user interactions. Okay, so what are the responsible for that one? That to display the list of the products, emit product selected when the product is clicked. Okay, and this is our product service. So let's take an example like how the communication goes on between the smart and the presentational components. Smart and the presentational. Data is passed via input. Okay. Example, products, right? Presentational, smart, right? From presentational to smart, how? User actions are sent back to the smart component via output. Events. Example, product selected, handle product selected. Benefits of this pattern: for the smart component, separation of concern, focus on the logic and the data, not the UI. Smart components always focus on the logic and the data, not the UI. Reusability, manage the state for the multiple presentational components, right? Maintainability, Centralize the business logic in the fewer components. Then we have presentational simplicity, reusability, and testability. Focus solely on displaying the data and handling the UI interaction for the presentational components. Reusability can be reused across the app without modification. Testability easier to test as they don't depend on the services or the state. When to use this pattern? Use smart components when a component needs to manage the state or the fetch manipulate the data. When handling routing navigation on the global applications. Use presentational components when creating reusable isolated UI components, buttons, cards, when the component does not need to manage its own state. In that case, you can use. Summary: Smart versus presentation components. Pattern helps you organize your code by separating the logic from the UI, and your components become easier to manage and understand. Enhanced reusability. Presentational components can be reused across different parts of the app or in different projects. Improve testability. With the business logic isolated in the smart components, both smart and the presentation components become simpler to test. In the next video, we are trying to make like data modification example in the reactive style stateless application. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day.